They are systematically taking over Nigeria, and they want to make Nigeria into a Muslim caliphate. And the Fulani ethnic militia, the Muslim terrorists, go into Christian villages. They're not coming in with cattle. They're coming in on motorcycles with AK-47s and killing everything that moves, and then destroying and razing the entire village.
And yelling Allahu Akbar
and yelling Allahu Akbar while doing it. And it has nothing to do with climate change. These are nomadic herders that have 500-year-old view of cattle farming. Nigeria was 70% Christian.
Amazing.
Now it's 50-50. It's 50% Muslim, 50% Christian.
Because they've been killing.
Because they have been going back to their systematic jihad. Now, look, Islam has conquered every civilization it's touched since 640 AD through 3 methods of jihad. 1, cultural jihad. We'll move in, we'll blend in with the population as we're a minority. Then they start gaining a population, having lots of kids. Then once they get a population, they do political jihad. All right?
And cultural.
Then cultural jihad. Then after political jihad, once they have the political cover to do the violence, they go into violent jihad and take over territory. And that is how they have systematically taken over all of northern Africa.
Well, and what's particularly interesting when you dig a little deeper is that the Fulani tribe doesn't just exist in Nigeria. They're in Sierra Leone and Senegal and right across the border, right? I mean, throughout the center and east of Africa and west.
And for some magical reason, every country they touch turns into war.
Yes, and when you
turns into genocide and turns into war. Every country that they touch.
Oh, my people, I am very happy to announce that another crypto app has enabled swapping of Biafra coin with different tokens. Today, what we are showing is OKX wallet, and you can see that the wallet is live. You can see that this is an app that I'm showing on my screen. I have a balance of $38 of BNB. $38 of BNB. And I also have some Biafra coin here. And what we are going to do today, because so often videos have been made on the swapping of USDT with Biafra coin, we're going to show that you can do it with BNB as well. So I'm going to show that by swapping $5 of BNB. Actually, I'm going to swap $5 of USDC. Yes, I will do $5 of USDC because I don't need that USDC that I have. I'm going to swap. Actually, no, let me do BNB. I think BNB is better. We'll do BNB because USDC is very similar to USDT. So we'll do BNB. I will swap $5 of BNB to Biafra coin. And to do that, I will press this button here that says trade. This large button. I press it, and then I am going from BNB to Biafra coin. So I need to press this top button and change it to BNB. And then the bottom button needs to be Biafra coin, which is the second option in the list. This is where Biafra coin is. So I press it. And then $5 will be 0.01. 0.01 BNB is about $5 of Biafra coin. And my previous balance of Biafra coin was 5. So after I swap, it should become 10. Now, I press the white swap button. I press the white swap button. And then I press confirm. Press confirm. And it says transaction submitted. Successfully traded 0.01 BNB for 5.5 USDT. So now I press the button. I press this button that says home. And there, my Biafra coin has increased, my BNB has reduced. So you guys can see, and it's not even just the value that the balance has changed. You can see that OKX is tracking the value of Biafra coin and is tracking not just the value, but the change in the value. So as I swapped from BNB to USBT, the change in Biafra coin's value increased from 1% to 2%. And the value increased from, the value is about the same. It's still around 1.05, But this is to show that everything in crypto is transparent. Everything in crypto is being tracked. And this wallet, OKX, they are based in the United States. The company is based in the United States. So this is to show our people that our currency is real. And the world sees what Biafrans are doing. Let us be buying. Let us be using our currency to do our buying and selling. Thank you. But actually, before I go, I want to show everyone something that I discovered. And this may also be visible in other wallet apps. But I just noticed this in OKX, and we are going to explore it more. If we press this button that says earn, you press this button that says earn, and you can see there are many different staking options that are available. You can stake USDT. You can stake USDC. You can stake many different tokens. Well, let's look at USDC. So we look at USDC. And you see all the different options. You see all the different options. This one says 72%. This one says close to 10%. This one is 9%. This one is 7.4. Well, the first one seems a little bit dubious to me because 72% is very high. I don't think that they'll be able to sustain that. And let us just take a look and see. And what we are doing now is we are just exploring. And you can see that for most of the time of this fund, the growth rate was 5%. But then suddenly it went up. Suddenly it went up to 74%. And then it dropped again. And then it went up again. So this is not somewhere that you will want to invest your money because I'm not sure what's going on, but mostly it's around 5%. And then suddenly it goes up to 75%. So I would not want to put my money there. But let's look at this next one. That's almost 10%. And I say the reason why these seem attractive is because if you save your money in a bank in the United States, the bank will give you maybe 4%. If you put your money in the stock market will give you maybe 7%, maybe 10%. So this 10% looks realistic to me, and you can see that the value is changing. Sometimes it's 8%, sometimes it's 9.2, then it goes up to 10 and it drops down. So to me, this looks more realistic. And we can look at actually 1 year, over 1 year, here it went up. Yeah, this was February. Oh, I see. This is the summary of this year. So it begins in it should begin in January, but for some reason it starts in February. It starts in February, and then they're showing all this data, but you can see that the value of this fund, it is hovering around between 8%. The maximum it saw this year is 25%. Oh, I guess as high as 36. But generally it's in the range of 8 to 10%. So to me this looks more realistic, and but for some reason, I'm gonna have to do more research here, because for some reason when I press invest, it says the USDC balance is 0. Oh, wait a minute. So I can swap across networks. I think it's because it's looking for a different network, and the network that I have USDC is the Binance network, but I think it's looking for a different network. Oh, yes, because it's looking for the APT network. That is why. So let us see. So I'm gonna do some research about this APT. Yes, the APT network. That is the network that it's looking for. That is why it doesn't see my USDC balance, because technically I have 5.5 USDC, but it doesn't see it because it's on a different network. So in the next video, maybe I'll move my USDC to the APT network, and then we can look at testing the staking feature, and looking and using placing $5 into this fund. I'm very, very curious about this, just as a test. It's only $5, so there's not much risk. And one thing I want to just say is that I am not a financial expert. When you do when you do any kind of investing, there is a certain degree of risk to it. But one thing is that these funds, because you're dealing with stable coins, it's less risky. It's less risky than dealing with Bitcoin or even BNB. And so what I encourage people to do is, if you want to do something like this, look for a fund that looks realistic. Look for a fund that, when you look at the percentage return, it is something that is realistic. Not this one that says 75%. It needs to be realistic. It needs to be something that you can, when you think about it, it is obtainable. So I'm going to explore this in the next video. We'll look at placing our money in this echelon market and just see what it does, over time. But in summary, we are very, very glad to announce that swapping of Biafra coin with many different tokens is available on OKX now. So Biafra continues to move forward. The Biafra government continues to move forward, and Biafra coin is our currency. Thank you.